What's going on, guys? Jane Doe provided damaging testimony today against Sean Combs. It was damaging, and I have to give credit where credit is due. The government, they went down a road to where they're trying to prove a lot of things with Jane Doe as far as the trafficking and coercion by force and different things like that. We're actually going to go over a few things before I get started. Give me a second. For those that's watching the rebroadcast, please give me a like in advance if you're watching the rebroadcast. There was a lot of damaging testimony today. It was pretty damaging. It really was. And interestingly enough, Nicole Westmoreland will not be cross-examining her tomorrow. So I'm thinking she might be the one to have to do it, but maybe that's not her assignment. But guys, when I tell you, give me a second. I just have to put the troll monitor on. Give me a second. Put it on just for right now. Guys, this was damaging. This is really bad. What I heard today was really bad. Let me just go here for a second. Yeah, it was really bad. I don't even know how to explain it. So we're going to go over what was said again. We're just going to go over it together. And we're going to get to where I think it really turned its course. I have all of the tweets from Inner City Press. She even went over, it was interesting, she even went over when Cassie lawsuit dropped. She even went over what was happening behind the scenes during that, and I thought that was interesting. And I know what somebody might say, why did she keep going back? She kept going back. Somehow she missed him, kept going back. She did go into detail on how he hit her with his fist. And then afterwards, she had to put some makeup on and be with Anton. This is some deep, dark stuff, folks. So I have to provide a disclaimer before we get into this. This was dark. This was really, 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 really dark. The problem is, like I said, they have him on, the RICO. Under that RICO, they have to prove 2 predicate acts within a 10-year period. And he's essentially facing the rest of his life in prison because he can face up to, we'll get into that in a second on how much time he's facing. Guys, it was damaging. Her testimony was damaging, man. If y'all give me a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. Let's see, where should I start? I'm not going to go through all of it. Let's see. Attorney Comey. What did you say? I know I was consenting, Jane. I picked up the word from him. He said if anyone saw these videos, they might say you wanted it. Was that true, Jane? I was still trying to figure it out. Attorney Comey. What did you see in the videos? She said I was high. I was just following a pattern, performing. Attorney Comey. Exhibit, please read it. Jane, it's from my notes. I wrote, I'm having PTSD from these nights. Attorney Comey, Why in your notes app? She said to get her feelings out. Jane said, Sean said, good you threw up. Now you feel better. Thanks, Max, for the donation. I appreciate you. So Jane said, Sean said, good you threw up. Now you'll feel better. Then I had sex with Anton. She said she felt horrible. Then Comey said, who text is this? Jane said, mine. I wrote, baby, I love you. Do you think you could put something in my hotel? She said, did Sean respond? She said, no. Now, what that something is, I don't know. Jane, I needed furniture for my house. I wrote, you weren't too busy to make sure Chelsea was ready in D.C. Now, Attorney Comey played a voice note, and Sean voice note said, I don't know where the fuck I don't know who. Hold up, I don't know where the fuck Chelsea is. I ain't with no bitches. Leave me the f alone. I'm single. Jane wrote, I'm not Gina or Cassie. Ooh. Attorney Comey said, were you telling Sean you weren't going to speak out about your relationship? Combs Esteveo, objection, sustained. Please read. Did you reference your child? Jane said, yes. I said, you got me effed up. So she said to him, I ain't Gina or Cassie. Okay. It's going to get worse in a second. Jane said, just complete what, Jane said, just complete what he promised about the 2 years, about the home. I said, don't contact me. Attorney Comey said, what did he say in response? Jane said, he said, I'm super clear now. I said, you had me on constant pins and needles. Now I'm sick. Leave me alone. Okay. Attorney Comey, what did you write here? Jane said, you knew I would finish strong. Pep talks to keep me performing. I know I was consenting. Like you said, you didn't know I didn't want it. This is my truth. I love you very much. I need to take a pause. See how she keeps saying I love you very much and saying I need to take a pause? She said she didn't want those freak offs. And she said she loved him very much, but we need to take a pause. Attorney Comey, did you see Sean that day? Jane said yes, at his home. I was confronted by him. I was able to talk about the pain I was feeling. He was hugging me. Attorney Comey, what are these? Jane said photos I took of us in his master bathroom. I felt he understood me in this moment. He had a Halloween video shoot. That was nice. But his birthday was approaching and I felt nervous. He wanted to party hard, but he spent his birthday with his family. I got him a mobile television. We had things we called movie nights, our videos. When I heard that there saying the Halloween shoot, I said, "Oh no, not that, not the one that we think it is." You know the what he said, change your vibration. I hope it wasn't that one. She said, "I felt this TV." She brought him a mobile TV, y'all. She said, "I felt this TV could substitute for the entertainer." Then Cassie's lawsuit came out. It was everywhere on social media. I think I fainted. She thinks she fainted. Okay, she didn't faint. Attorney Comey, why? Because she started sobbing. There were 3 pages that were harrowing what I was experiencing. Harrowing, excuse me. But she said it's because what I was experiencing. Attorney Comey, did you screenshot these pages? Jane said yes. Attorney Comey, do you recognize this? Jane said it's Cassie's lawsuit filed November 16, 2023. Attorney Comey, had you met Cassie? She said, yes, in 2015 at a fashion show, a celebration for Sean. That's the only time I met Cassie. Um, she said, I was reading these pages and I felt like a nightmare. I had a lot of sympathy for this because Combs Estevale, she said, objection. Judge said, ask a new question. Comey said, how did you react, Jane? Jane said, like, I can't believe I am reading my own story. Lord, let me just stop right there real quick. He got to be sitting there saying, they don't got my ass. You feel me? They don't got me. Let's gonna get a little something in a second. Only reason why I say that is because, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now what I think is gonna happen. If he got to do some time, well, actually, we'll get into that in a second. We'll get into that later. I hope it ain't the Joker video. No, if they play that joke, man, I was waiting for them to play that Joker video because she said it was on a Halloween. He had a video in Polaroid shoot, you know, for his costume. Man, if it was that costume, I would have hit the floor. Yeah, not the Joker video. No, not that. Because he was wilding out that night. This dude is really, what this is all telling me is, this dude was a savage. Okay? Straight up savage, man. Okay, Attorney Comey, read your messages the day after Cassie's lawsuit. Jane, four in one night. And I'm now going to the doctor. She had 4 in one night, you guys. And she going to the doctor. And 3 days later, I wrote, I feel like I'm reading my own sexual trauma. God finally woke me up about this cycle. You gaslit me. Well, first of all, if God has waken you up from this cycle, why is he paying your attorney fees? Guys, he hired her attorney, the attorney she has right now, and he's still paying her attorney fees to this day and her rent. Child, go sit down. Go sit down, man. Does she realize that she don't even need his money for an attorney, that somebody will take her case pro bono just because they know they're going to get some money out of him? Now, she chose to be with those 4 men in one night. I'm sorry, yo. I know a lot of people, some people, I think they're getting paid to go against them. I'm trying to look at this in the middle. Okay. She kept going back to him because she loved him. She loved him. She missed him. She loved him. She missed him. No, you don't miss somebody that's putting you through that trauma. You don't miss that. One moment you say you're going through trauma, the next moment you miss them. Nah, yo, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this. But it's gonna get worse. I promise you. But I'm not buying it. And I know for a fact, man. Some content creators are getting paid to go against them. They are. They're getting paid. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, guys. It's gonna come back to actually help him in the appeals if he gets convicted. I don't want to hear nobody explain anything to me. I don't want to hear it right now. I don't want to hear Max Mini DV victims heads are so twisted. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because did you know she went to another freak off without him? No, ma'am. She's a sex worker. Sorry. She's a sex worker, folks. Okay? She's a sex worker. Please don't say I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because there's real victims out there that's listening. I don't want to hear it. Okay? She actually went to another one and saw another freak off. This must be something they do in Hollywood, yo. She mentioned she got flown out, a rapper friend of hers, and she sat there and watched one of the dudes that they hired for their freak off. He was having another freak off session in front of everybody. Okay? She's a sex worker. So I don't want to hear it because see, that's what's going to get ultimately. You guys are y'all not listening to this. Some of you are not listening to this objectively. You're not listening to it objectively. You have to really listen to what she's saying. She witnessed the dude that she was having sex with have another freak off somebody else, man. Sean wasn't there. Um, we're gonna play some audio with your true name redacted. Show the full transcript to the jury. Loud and scratchy audio was playing. Sean Combs saying, "I love you. You know what I'm saying. You trying to stop." He said, "I'm trying to stop all the madness." Jane said, "I don't know." Comey said, "Did you know you were being recorded?" Jane said, "No." The attorney said, "Did you know you were being listened in on?" She said, "No." More audio. Jane saying, "Who's there when I?" He said, "Wait a minute." She said, "Who's there when I close my eyes and I have these effed up things in my head?" Play at 3:45. Combs' voice, "I'm trying to be there for you. You know that. You know what I'm saying." Jane said, "I'm just effed up right now." Sean Combs asked, "Are you recording me?" Jane said, "Were you recording him?" She said, "Absolutely not." More audio. Sean Combs' voice, what you did is not right." Hold up. Sean Combs' voice, "What you did is not right. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk on the phone. I don't know what the F is going on. I need you to support. You got me that video thing." What did that mean? The mobile TV I got him. And Comey, Your Honor, this might be a good place to break. Okay. She said she confident she'll finish today. Nakomi, other than that time, had you ever seen Anton other than the hotel nights? Jane said no. Um, the attorney said this friend, it was platonic. Jane said yes. In a hotel room, Anton was having sex with a woman. The rapper and his girlfriend were there. There was flirting. Stop. See that? She went to Vegas and she saw Anton having sex with a woman. And the rapper and his girlfriend was there. There was flirting. I think this is a common thing that goes on here. You said, "I think she is helping him, but I would go silent." I don't, why would you have to go silent? I'm just sitting here reading. I'm not really giving my opinion. It's just that I don't think it's a lot of people out there, they're getting paid to go against him. I can see it. They're getting paid. I'm out there with them every day. I know. They're getting paid to go against him. It's even people that's not even there that you can tell is getting paid to go against them. I'm not getting paid to go against them. I'm not getting paid to go against them. If I was going against them, just like if I was just completely one sided, my views would be through the roof. But I'm not doing that. I already know that I see what this is right here. This is not what people think it is. Now, granted, it's going to get worse in a second. There's no reason for him to put his hands on her. I don't agree with that. But it's more to this story, man. It's more to this story. Yeah, I see the bullshit, man. He paying for her rent. He paying for her lawyer. Something's not right here. Something's not right, man. This is a setup for sure. And the thing is, he didn't help himself in this setup. He did not help himself. He did not help himself here. See, the thing is, this thing is triggering for people, and you cannot see this objectively no more. I can. Okay, somebody wants him away. Somebody wants him away. And I don't think he can. I don't think he can beat this. I really don't. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be able to beat this one. He'll beat it in the appeals, but I'll talk about that in a second. Again, let me say this. Other than the time, had you ever seen Anton other than on hotel night? She said no. She said no. She didn't see him other than hotel nights. This friend, was it platonic? She said yes. In a hotel room, Anton was having sex with a woman. The rapper and his girlfriend were there. She did see him other than the hotel nights, but the attorney had to bring it back for her. She's trying to catch it. The attorney trying to catch it before Diddy attorney will catch it. She's lying. She lying, man. She's a hoe. I'm sorry. She is. And that's what she was getting paid to be. And I hate to say this, but that's how I'm reading it. Okay? She's a grown ass woman. He did not break her neck to do this. She chose to do it for the $10,000 a month, man. Okay? Next thing I know, somebody from Figueroa gonna be on the stand. Y'all gonna believe her too? Nah, some people are hoes, man. And I'm sorry to say it. Let me ask you guys a question. Would you do what she did for $10,000? I don't think so. She could have went and got her a job, but you know what she did? She went and did OnlyFans. Okay? So yeah, man, I'm not feeling sorry for her, man. I know real victims, man. I know somebody that happened to be a real domestic victim. I know somebody. This is not it. Cause she's sitting up there spitting in the face of my friend and almost offed herself. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no victim, man. Yeah, you can believe what the media say all you want, but they're not telling you everything. I'm there every day. They're not telling you everything. Yeah, she laid on her back for it, man. That's what happened. So I don't want to hear it. No, she's not even a 304. No, she's not a 304 because that's a slap in the face for real 304s. She's not a 304. She's not. She's not a 304, man. She's an opportunist. Her friend was dating him first. And then her friend said, yeah, you can have him. Then she went with him. It was for the money. Ain't no woman gonna sit up here and go through that. She would have never went through that with me. The answer is no. She would never have. But he had money. Damn, a mere $333.33 a day. And she was getting hold on a second. I gotta block you. I'm gonna remove your comment the next time I have to block you. Yeah, I'm not getting caught up over her. I'm definitely not. I'm sorry, yo. And you know who was the real human trafficker? That dude from Abercrombie and Fitch. But somehow he getting off, but everybody's cool with that. Everybody cool with that one. Nah, yo, I'm not cool with this one. I'm not cool with it. First, she said she didn't see him other than the hotel night. Then she said she saw him having sex with another woman. The rapper and his girlfriend were there, and they were flirting. I hope he cut her fucking rent off. What the hell is he still paying her rent for? He need to evict her. Evict her. The only reason why he's still paying the rent because he owns it. That's why. He owns that place. So he needs to evict her and stop paying her lawyer fees. Period. Okay, because she said she getting her own money on OnlyFans. I would never pay for a subscription for her OnlyFans. Never. But I bet you her OnlyFans went up. Nah, yo, this is a slap in the face to real victims. Okay. Yes, she's a victim of DV. He did hit her. But she bore those hits to get that money. Is she money hungry? That's why. Sorry to say it. Now y'all can go to what's his name videos and all that, but I'm not like that over here. I'm not like that. So because I know how this case is going because I see it every day. I'm not taking up for him, but she ain't no victim, man. So Comey, how were your finance in January 2024? Jane, better. I decided to do an OnlyFans. The attorney said, what kind of content do you create? She said, lingerie, swimwear, and implied nudity. The attorney even said, "What's that?" She said, "Hands." Oh, she said, "Your hands cover your body." I wanted to stand on my own 2 feet. So the best way for you to stand on your own 2 feet is go get an OnlyFans. This is society we in now. Everybody think that's okay. That's a society we in. Jane said, "I was getting child support and some money from Bear. We're getting who the fuck is?" I'm like, who the hell is Bear? She said she was getting child support. No, your money, that child support is supposed to be going to your child, man. You were getting child support and you were getting some money from Bear. I advertised his brand on my social media. He offered me money. He actually offered me money. Actually, he just sent it to me. Um, Comey said, "How much?" She said, $9,000. He said, "If you want to post for my brand, do not a big deal." Then Jane said, "Sean messaged me. He had a dream about me that I was on the Concorde." Comey said, "Why did you answer him?" She said, "I miss him dearly." He said, "So what do you want to do on your birthday?" Oh, here we go with this birthday again. Birthday number 2. I said, "I'm traumatized by my past birthdays and what they led to." Attorney Comey, what did Sean write? He said, "If you change your mind, I miss you. Stay happy. Love." He said, "If you change your mind, I miss you. Stay happy. Love." Attorney Comey, what did you write? She said that I'm just being mature. I think I don't think I'm ready to see you. That U.S. Attorney said, "Did you see him for your birthday in February 2024?" She said yes. Comey, was it in Miami? She said, Sean had candles. My heart was beating super fast, and I think his was beating fast too. We were oddly in the same color. I thought that was nice. Attorney Comey, what happened at dinner? She said they had balloons and a 5 course meal. See, she's into the glitz and glamour. That's what she's into. Okay, she wanted to be number one. She's into that. Okay, she is weird. We had look at this. We had a 5 course meal, a 5 course dinner, balloons and yeah, 5 course dinner. Jane said we use ecstasy. That don't sound like no victim to me. The fuck you keep using ecstasy for? We use ecstasy. Then Sean asks, "Do you want to see Don?" Look, he slipped it in there. Like, look, during dinner, we use ecstasy. Then Sean asks, "Do you want to see Don?" Attorney Comey, what was your reaction? Jane said, "I was high. I said okay. I said okay. Me and Don had sex in One Star. Then we rested a couple days. Then we flew to LA. We were back together. Now they back together again." Yeah, she's a resident of Fantasy Island, man. She is. So y'all stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe, man. Stop falling for it. Stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe, man. She was getting money. She's about her bread. That's what she about. Okay, Attorney Comey. In 2024, where did you visit Sean? Okay, so this is leading up to his arrest. Jane said Miami in May, July, and August. And my residence in LA a couple times. Did you and Sean go out to Miami and LA in 2024? Jane said no. Things had really hit the fan. A lot was going on in his life because that lawsuit and everything, and he about to get arrested. So Jane said, "I asked, did you tell Robin, um, this is accountant, to cut it off?" He said, "You make your own money." See, look at that. Jane, I asked, "Did you tell Robin, this is his accountant, to cut it off?" He said, you make your own money. So I don't know what he cut off from her. So attorney Comey, did he continue to pay your rent? Jane said, yes, he kept paying. Attorney Comey said, did you learn his house was searched? Jane said, yes, and HSI came to my house. Attorney Comey, who hired you a lawyer? Jane said, Sean. Attorney Comey, is Sean still paying for your lawyer now? Jane said, yes. Attorney Comey, did you talk to Sly after the 2024 searches? Jane said, yes. He called and said he had a tape and he intended on releasing it bit by bit on the dark web. Jane, I asked Sly how he got the video. He said Sean picked up his phone and recorded with it. I asked Sly / Cabral. That's Cabral. His name is Cabral. Sly / Cabral. How much he wanted? He said 10,000. I told Sean Cabral just tried to extort me. Sean was crying. Attorney Comey, what did he say? Jane said, get legal on it. Attorney Comey, did you speak with Cabral? Jane said, yes. I told him this was sextortion, not extortion, sextortion, and I would not talk with him. Then a media company called me and said they bought the tape. And did I have a comment? I fainted. She had to, then she started sobbing on the stand, control the situation. Attorney Comey said, did the media company ever publish the video? Jane said, no. Attorney Comey, do you know why? Jane said, no. The hotel video Sean and Cassie came out. I was with Sean in Miami. Attorney Comey, how did you first learn of the video? Jane said, there was a knock on the door. Jane said Sean was called out. I went down and everyone was talking. It was a 2-star. Attorney Comey, what happened? Jane said Sean was huddled with his family, with his team and his family. I was just giving everyone space. Later we had a huddle. His sons were involved. See how they putting his sons in it now. Y'all see that, right? Attorney Comey, huddled for what? Jane said, to come up with an apology. He showed me a draft of what he would say on social media. Attorney Comey, did you read it? Jane said he addressed Cassie by name in the first draft I saw. I felt it was more heartfelt. I thought it would be good enough. Attorney Comey, did you talk later one-on-one with Sean about the video? Jane said yes. He said that Cassie hit him too. Then I was told that KK was coming and I had to go into the other room. I did, and I went back to LA. Attorney Comey, did you recognize this? Jane said that's Sean's IG apology. So then they had a sidebar. They were talking about that video. At Combs Agnifilo, I was advised not to name Cassie, as she might be a grand jury witness. So privileged. Attorney Comey, our next question are about Combs' violent assault on Jane, forcing her to have sex with the entertainer while still have an injury. It goes to the state of mind. Then they took a break. Attorney Comey, what did you understand he was referring to? Jane said the hotel lobby video. The next time you saw him was June 18, 2024. Where did you see him? Jane said home in LA. A date night in the house. Jonathan came to help set up. Attorney Comey, what did Jonathan do? Jane said put some candles around the home, decorate with red lights, make the environment cozy. Attorney Comey, what plan was the plan to have an entertainer? Jane said no. I wore a long brown dress. I opened the patio, which was a really nice view. Attorney Comey, I can play the video again to avoid any privilege issues. Judge said, okay. Bring the jury back in. All rise. He played the video where Sean was like, I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom. I sought out professional help. I'm going to therapy. I'm going to rehab. Attorney Comey, did you two get into an argument? Jane said yes. We had champagne and some tequila. I started confronting him about who he was with on his family trip to Utah. Attorney Comey, what did you say to Sean? Jane said, I said, you are a pedophile. You was 25. Hold on. You was 25 or more years older. That doesn't make him a pedophile. But you see how she messing with him now. She don't call him a pedophile and say he's 25 or more years older. Jane said, if a girl can't buy her own drinks, what makes you interested in her? I believe she was under 21. She said she believes she was under 21. Attorney Comey, but older than 18. Jane said yes. I pushed his head into the. She said, look. She said yes. I pushed his head into the marble. And then Attorney Comey said, then what? She said, I started throwing candles and glass. I was angry. She actually started it. She was the aggressor. She started it. Now, he shouldn't have hit. He shouldn't have put his hands on her. He should have just left. She was throwing candles and glass at him, and she pushed his head in the marble. This woman crazy. She crazy, yo. She crazy, and he should have left at that point. He should have left, but he didn't do it. Yeah, he was. She said, I was angry. So everybody gonna overlook that one. But so Jane said, Sean kicked it. Okay, here we go. Sean kicked in the guest bedroom door. I was throwing glasses and candles at Sean. I shouted that I hate him. He started punching my head and saying all kind of things. U.S. Comey said, saying what? Jane, I was trying to keep him away from his kids. Jane said, I said no, but he kicked me to the ground and I balled up. Then he grabbed me by the hair and arms and dragged me back into the house. Attorney Comey, what was he saying? That I was effing crazy. She is, though. She is effing crazy. I kept saying, just leave me the F alone. Okay, so let me just say this real quick. If you know your man is crazy, do not throw glass and candles at him and throw his head into the marble, because you don't know what the hell he about to do to you. Everybody should keep their hands to themselves, even Sean. Everybody need to keep their hands to themselves here. So let's see. Jane said Sean hung up, then told Jonathan to tell me he wasn't with no girl on his family trip. So Attorney Comey, after the FaceTime, what? Jane said, I went into the shower to cool off. Attorney Comey said, who was with you? She said, Sean, I saw a black eye forming in whelps. Attorney Comey, how were you in the shower? She said, naked. Sean was in his pants. He slapped me. I fell to the ground. I fell to the grounds of the shower. Attorney Comey said, then what? Jane said, I was exhausted. I just sat there. Sean said, just put some ice on it and put that outfit on. So what they're getting at here right now, yeah, I call bullshit too. I do have it. I call bullshit. But what they're getting at here is the coercion and stuff like this. Attorney Comey outfit, she said lingerie and heels. Sean was using my phone to play pornography. He texted Anton on my phone. My phone was screen mirrored to the TV. Sean texts, hey, what are you doing? Sean scrolled up and saw Anton's message about our mutual friends. Jane said, Sean asked me who the mutual friends were. I said I didn't know. She did know. She should have just told him. Attorney Comey said, why did you lie? Jane said, we were on a break. I didn't think I needed to say it. Anton showed her, because she was with Anton. Remember she said they were having sex with, no. Something, she lying about that. I just feel it. She said, I moved my hair so that my injuries couldn't be seen and used makeup like Sean said. Jane said, I greeted Anton and tried to be polite, then asked how his day was. Sean was giving me the evil stare. Sean said, I need to talk to you. We went into the guest bedroom. Attorney Combs, what happened there? He said he wanted to know about the mutual friend. Jane said, I told him I went to Vegas with this rapper and his girlfriend. You hear this? She told Sean she went to Vegas with this rapper and his girlfriend. I saw Anton. Look. I saw Anton having sex with another woman. Where were you at a freak off? Like, how did you see him having sex with another woman? Attorney Comey, what did Sean say? Jane said, he said, do you have this porn star having something over me? And Attorney Comey, did you take drugs? Jane said, yes, right around this time. Sean told me to take this effing pill. You're not going to ruin the effing night. Go out there and suck his D. I said, I don't. She said she don't want to. Attorney Comey said, what did he say? Jane said, he said, is this coercion? Get the fuck out. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, man. I don't believe this. He said, is this coercion? I don't believe this, yo. But see, the thing is, everybody, 90% of America is going to believe it because they robots. They set him up, yo. They straight up did. Even though he ain't no choir boy, he getting set up. That's how I feel. I don't believe that shit. Bruh. He said, is this coercion? And that's one of his charges. He said, why didn't she just, man, listen, I don't know. Comey said, what happened to the pill? Jane said, I consumed it. I performed oral sex on Anton. She said she felt sick. I was like, even in my own body, I felt disgusted. I felt terrible. Attorney Comey, how did it end? Jane said, when Anton finished, I excused him, tried to put on a good face. Sean called me. She said, then Sean called me a whore. After he left, he sent his security with money to me and Anton, $10,000 to $12,000 in cash for Anton and for the damaged doors. Call me. What did you do with part of the money? She said, I Ubered $3,000 or $4,000 to Anton. That's a lie. What do you mean you Ubered $3,000 or $4,000 to Anton? That don't make no sense. What you mean you Ubered? You Ubered $3,000 or $4,000 to Anton? Unless she said she took a Uber to go give it to him. I don't know. That don't make sense. Attorney Comey, have you ever fixed the doors? She said no. There were other bills. Photos taken of the there was photos of the broken doors shown to the jury, but not on the screen to the public gallery. When did you see? You would think, look, I ain't fucking with Sean no more, right? When did you see Sean again? A few days later. Why? I missed him. That's what she's saying. She missed him. Jane said, were you trying to have a Sunday? She said, we were trying to have a Sunday fun day, but it was like tense. Attorney Comey said, did you and Sean talk to Jonathan? Jane said, Sean FaceTimed Jonathan, asked him what he saw that night. For a moment, Jonathan saw me in the corner crying. Jane, that I shot a video of Sean in my out in the yard. Attorney Comey, did you inadvertently film your injuries? Jane said, yes, my whelps. Her whelps. Attorney Comey, when did you learn that Sean went to Wyoming? Jane, I was outraged. He was with another woman. Attorney Comey, did you block him? She said, yes. See, it's all about him being with another woman. She really mad at that. That's what it was. So him being with Gina. Because I saw the pictures with him and Gina in Wyoming. Actually, he got video of it. When he took his family on a field trip, they went to Wyoming and Gina was there. It's on video. You can see it on his page. Attorney Comey, how long? Jane said 2 or 3 weeks. Then I saw that his mother had been hospitalized. I wanted to put what happened between us on the side. He said, this was just too far for me. I saw you had me in the box. So he saw that she had him in the box, the block box. We call it you have us in the box. Attorney Comey, did you see the name of the rapper? Jane said, yes, I flew on the red eye to meet Sean. Attorney Comey, what did you do? Jane said, we had a really nice, look at this. We had a really nice time, Sean. Sean said, you could have told me that you were tired. And then Attorney Comey said, what did you say? Let's stop for now and see each other later. His demeanor changed. That's when his demeanor changed. Jane said, he said, a man spends all his money on you and you say you tired. He threw water on me and called me a bitch. He gave me an ecstasy pill. Attorney Comey said, what happened? Jane said, Sean was celebratory. He said, let's go. And Attorney Comey said, did Paul come to Miami? Jane said, yes. Attorney Comey, did Paul come to Two Star? Meaning Two Star Island. He were, Star Island. Jane said, yes. I was given a spray bottle, liquid Molly, into my mouth. I felt, look at it, why should you say, I felt a surge of high octane sexual energy. Paul comes in. I greet Paul with that energy. Attorney Comey, did you have sex with Paul in front of Sean? Jane said, yes. Lord have mercy, Jesus. So she said he sprayed her so some liquid Molly, and she had a high octane of sexual energy. Guys, they playing in the government face, yo. she playing in the government's face. Y'all stop playing with me. She playing in the government's face, man. They now this is bullshit. Now I'm sorry. So let me read this again. Attorney Comey, did Paul come to Two Star? Jane said, yes. I was given a spray bottle, liquid Molly, into my mouth. I felt a surge of high octane sexual energy. Get the fuck out of here. She felt a high octane of sexual energy. If y'all sit up here and believe this woman, y'all crazy. I'm sorry. Just go ahead and just unsubscribe, yo. Y'all crazy. Paul comes in. I greet Paul with that energy. Attorney Comey, did you have sex with Paul in front of Sean? Yes. Attorney Comey, when was the last time you hold up? When was the last time you saw Sean in person? She said August 2024 at Two Star. Attorney Comey, did you have sex with Don in front of Sean at Two Star? She said yes. And Attorney Comey, one last text message, the last one I'll ask you to look at. Attorney Comey, did you go to New York to see him? She said no. Attorney Comey said, why not? Jane said he was arrested. Attorney Comey, did you get a subpoena? Jane said, yes, I had to come in November 2024, then January 2025 and after. Attorney Comey, did you see a therapist for being a hoe? No, she didn't say that. I'm saying that. Jane said 3 months now. Attorney Comey, do you have an attorney for this case? Jane said, yes. Attorney Comey, who is paying? Jane said, Sean, I'm still processing. Get the fuck out of here, man. Attorney Comey, nothing further. Jurors, you may go. Bullshit. I don't care what y'all say, yo. I don't care what y'all say. This is bull crap. This is bull crap. They both playing in our face. They playing the government's face too. Oh, God. You said he also has a prostitution charge, John? No, she wasn't a hooker celebrity. She wasn't a real 304. She wasn't. That's what a P told me. And he said, no, real stand on it 304s, they'll be offended by her right now. Right? Yeah, man. You said, Miss Tiffany, would you do free golf with 10,000? Yeah, they playing, yo. Like you and Miss Tiffany, John, you and Miss Tiffany going back and forth. What are y'all talking about? Miss Tiffany said, why are you deflecting, John? Would you? Y'all got something going on. I'm trying to let me see. You said seeing a therapist all while accepting rent and attorney fees. What therapist would advise the client to keep contact with their victimizer? Yeah, you keep in contact so he can get that money. That's just the bottom line here. You gonna get that money, and it ain't funny. Thank you, Dane C, for the blessing. They're gonna talk about it in the morning, the mistrial motion, because the government hadn't responded. So they'll take that up in the morning. He said it earlier. So I just watched the what do you call it? The inner city press today. I wasn't in court today. I had said yesterday I wasn't going. I had to take care of some business. I'll be there in the morning for sure. The cross, I don't know if it's gonna be something because Miss Westmoreland is not doing it. If it was Miss Westmoreland, then yeah. But his other lawyer should be cooking tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Watch her cook. You said, did you see the troops getting downtown by the courthouse? I guess NYC. It's NYC turn for the protest. Damn, they gonna have a protest in NYC. They bet, man. Listen, is a protest about to happen in NYC, y'all? It's a damn. I might not even go tomorrow because some paid protesters they be liking to do stuff to people's cars, and I promise you, I might have to be going to Central Bookings tomorrow if that happened to me because they be doing that. So I don't know because then traffic is going to be backed up. So y'all let me know is the protest coming to New York? Because if so, I'm not going. You said the movie is going to be off the chain. Actually, I don't even think they could rate the movie. They might have to make it adult. Tisa was on live when they were getting ready to block the streets. Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to be able to go tomorrow because if they get ready to block the streets, then I don't know how I'm gonna get there unless I go early. Yeah, I don't think I'm be able to go tomorrow, y'all. Oh, here too in DC. Yeah, thank you for telling me. I'm not going tomorrow. Thank you for telling me. I'm glad I talked to y'all. I'm not going to court tomorrow, yo. There's something getting ready to go down. I do feel it. I feel like something getting ready to break off, yo. You said experts. Where's the Rico? John Hill. You saying where's the Rico at? I was just about to ask you, John. John, I was getting ready to ask you. Like you really smart. You a smart guy. Let me know, John. All right, since you said that, break this down for us, John. Like, what do you think is going on here, John? Should he have got charged with RICO or should he got charged with regular charges? He should have got charged with regular charges, bro. They should have. See, I know why they're going with the RICO, John, because they want to take all his money. I see why the feds are 97%. They tricky. They tricky as hell. I told you if it was me, it'd be a hung jury for sure. You're not gonna charge my fellow brother with the Mann Act, and that started with Jack Johnson. No, you're not doing that. Yeah, the case is trumped up. What they should have did, John, they should have went to a regular state court. But the statute of limitations, well, actually, the statute of limitations for Jane is still going. It ain't passed. But yeah, this is trumped up, man. So yeah, what y'all telling me is I'm not gonna be able to go to court tomorrow. That's what y'all telling me. Because they about to start protesting down there. I'm not gonna be able to go. Do you realize how traffic is gonna be backed up? See, they're doing that for a reason because traffic tomorrow is gonna be at a standstill, and that's when I think something's gonna happen. I had a dream about it. It's when traffic is at a standstill and everybody's stuck in the tunnel. So nah, I'm good, yo. I ain't going. I'm gonna sit here and watch Inner City Press. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go live as Inner City Press is doing it tomorrow. That's how I'm gonna do it. I really want to go see Jane finish up, but nah, I'm good, yo. Because Jane playing in our face. You mean to tell me he paying for your lawyer? He paying for your lawyer. So that means Sean knew what you said to the government. He already knew what you said to the government because he paying for your lawyer. Nah, yo. Nah, Jane. Jane, come on, Jane. Jane, stop playing. Yeah, see, Maddox, am I saying your name right? Maddox, here's the problem with that. If they have that protest tomorrow, they mean they're gonna be blocking stuff and people gonna be stuck in the tunnel. You say, yeah, because he was, hey, what's up, Miss Tiffany? Okay, Miss Tiffany, let me ask you a question. Um, Actually, no, I've already asked you guys that already. I don't have to ask you. I've already. Yeah, what's up with Gina, Miss Tiffany? You think she gonna testify? Yeah, well, let me ask you about what's up with Gina. I see her on social media, and she update her social media. Dan, do you realize Jane would have got more money from him if she hadn't testified? He would have made her whole, yo. I would have been like, yo, Sean, listen to me. You know I ain't gonna testify against you. You know you're gonna have to hook her sister up. He would have hooked her up, yo. He would have hooked her up. She ain't no hustle about hers. I'm like, look, man, Sean, I got you. But you're gonna have to give me about 5-6 million. You feel me, Sean? And I got you. I'm gonna hold you down. And I'm gonna be your witness. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. Nah, Gina updating her Instagram, Miss Tiffany. And she's supposed to be victim number 4. I'm sorry, God, these are trumped up charges. Yeah, it was a hit job. I think so, John. John, they also suppressing views too. The ones that are against them, yo, they got about 5,000 in the chat right now, maybe 15,000 right now. I hope eventually that comes out because I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue them for doing that. They be suppressing, man. John, I be out there, John. They still suppressing. I be out there. But I'm gonna tell y'all something though. That's not even what I really want to talk about though. It's dangerous. It's a feeling out there I'm getting. I don't like the feeling. I don't. There's people that's looking at us. They ain't no joke, yo. Guess where they be standing at? They be standing way in the park looking. They be like all around, yo. It ain't. It ain't no. It ain't. I'm not saying nothing out of pocket though. Did you know random people? They came up to me like, "Yo, I know who you are." I ain't want to tell y'all, but I'm gonna tell you. He's like, "Yeah, I know who you are." I said, "No, you don't. I'm from Canada." He said, "You ain't from Canada, Max." I don't even. I never talked to this dude. Then I said, "Have you came into the chat?" He said, "I don't come in live chats. We ain't for the internet." He said, "I know who you are." He said, "Keep up the good job, though." He said, "Yeah, we." He said, "You ain't saying nothing wrong." He said, "You fair and balanced. You ain't saying nothing wrong. We be watching you though." I'm talking about some random shit. Just come up to me. I was on my way walking to the car, right? And I stopped in this store to get me a smoothie, but I ain't have no cash because all them spots in Chinatown, you need cash, right? So I didn't have no cash. I just had my card. And guy walked in. He said, "Yo, I don't think I'm following you, but I know who you are, man." And I never seen him before out there. He said, "Man, keep up the good work." Now, don't get me wrong, Miss Tiffany. I don't think he should be putting his hands on nobody. I don't agree with all that. You saw the people testifying, yeah, they got immunity, right? You said Sean is in jail by himself. Well, he might not be. It depends on because they gonna decide tomorrow if they're gonna use that girl testimony when they think that lied. Um, this lawyer though, he said that he think this gonna get turned over in appeal. He said it's a circus at this point. He said if he don't get found not guilty on all charges, he gonna get it turned in the appeal. He said he has legit grounds for an appeal. Legit. I don't know, Queen V. You said, John, it depends. Nature Boy got life or less. Well, actually, he didn't get life or less. He got charged the R word, Miss Tiffany. That's not less. Yeah, he got the R word on his jacket. You said if he shows no remorse, he may get life. Okay, yeah, thank you for that. So let me get to that part of the video. You said Nature Boy, LOL. He in jail for what? Yeah, John. You haven't been around a minute, John. Yeah, he got life, bro. Nature Boy got life. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see. All right, so the racketeering and conspiracy, the RICO, it's a maximum penalty 20 years in federal prison. If the racketeering includes serious offenses like sex trafficking or kidnapping, the sentence can escalate up to life imprisonment. The sex trafficking part, mandatory minimum 15 years. It's a mandatory minimum on that charge. There's not a mandatory minimum on the RICO, though. It's a mandatory minimum on the sex trafficking. It says sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Now, if the offense was involving minors or resulted in death or serious harm, is life without parole. Then the Transportation for Prostitution Mann Act, the maximum penalty is 10 years per count. Conspiracy to promote prostitution, maximum penalty 5 years. If convicted on multiple counts, the federal judge can impose consecutive sentence, stacked, or concurrent sentence served at the same time based on the nature and severity of the crimes, victim impact, sentencing guidelines, and criminal history. Okay, so example of possible sentence scenario if convicted on all. So RICO conspiracy, up to 20 years. Sex trafficking coercion, 15 years to life. Mann Act violation. Mann Act violation, prostitution, that's up to 10 years. Now, the Mann Act is bringing somebody across state lines for the purposes of illicit sex acts. It don't have to be prostitution. It could be illicit sex acts, and it can be consensual. So that's up to 10 years. Conspiracy to promote prostitution, up to 5 years. Total exposure, 15 years to life. So he's facing 15 years to life if found guilty on everything. He has to serve that 15 because sex trafficking by coercion is mandatory 15 to life. So it ain't no less 15. Yeah. Okay. Can the judge sentence Sean under the guidelines? Yes, the judge can sentence Sean Diddy Combs under the federal sentencing guidelines. But here's how it works in detail. What are the federal sentencing guidelines? The United States sentencing guidelines are set of rules that federal judges use to determine a recommended sentencing based on the seriousness of the offense, the defendant's criminal history, enhancements, or mitigating factors like use of violence, number of victims, leadership role. There are advisory, not mandatory, meaning that the judge may consider them but does not have to follow them. Can the judge go above or below the guidelines? Yes, the judge has discretion to depart downward, give a lighter sentence that the guidelines recommend if there are mitigating factors. How about depart upward? Give a harsher sentence if there are aggravating factors, such as variance, to go outside the guidelines. The nature and seriousness of the crime, but I think in this case, he's not going to go above the guideline because the highest is life. The nature and seriousness of the crimes, the need to protect the public, the need to provide deterrence and rehabilitation. Mandatory minimums still apply. If Diddy is convicted of sex trafficking by fraud, by force, fraud, or coercion, the judge cannot sentence him below the 15 years. So that's the see in that particular charge, he cannot sentence him below the 15 years, even if the guidelines recommend him less. He cooperates with prosecutors or qualifies for a safety value exception, unlike a violent RICO case. So you heard what I just said. I'm kind of breezing past that, but he can still help himself. Is he going to cooperate with prosecutors or qualifies for a safety value exception, unlike in a violent RICO case? So as of right now, as far as the other charges, yes, he can sentence him on the guidelines. But the 15 right there, he has to get the least 15. But can he cooperate? Do he got something to cooperate about? Oh, what's up, Bill Cosby? Haven't seen you in a while. Man, damn, when Bill Cosby came out of the rafters. What's up, Bill Cosby? God, that's Bill Cosby. That's Bill Cosby right there. His name is legendary, Bill Cosby. Give me 1 second. Be right back, because I want to talk about something else with the Rico. Sorry about that, y'all. Man, I was checking the news real quick. I don't think I'm gonna be able to go tomorrow. They're blocking off streets now. Oh, Yeah, no. Um, yeah, Miss VS, I'm not sure. I did see that. I'm not sure what that's about. Like, is that something else that's coming up that she's going to be a witness to? I'm not sure. But I did hear that. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's about. I know. I'm glad you caught that. I'm not sure. I was gonna talk about that, but I'm not sure what he mean by that. That's his lawyer, Agnifilo, said that. Mr. Agnifilo said that we were told not to something talk to her or something because of the grand jury situation. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that means. So, oh, from he recorded the apology. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. My damn sciatic nerve is acting up. That's what I get, man, playing football in damn years. When you get older, it mess with you. Oh yeah, you two unfolded. Diddy docket said that was from before, from when the video, when the apology video came out. So I was about to say, could you imagine a second case? I would have hit the floor. Yeah, I would have hit the floor over that one. Damn, I'm sitting up here limping, but I'm gonna see. I gotta check the news because if I can't drive there tomorrow, I'm not sure. I don't want to take the train because I get stuck on that too. Because I can easily take the train to World Trade and walk over. Because from World Trade to the federal courthouse is only like a 10-minute walk. It's a straight shot too. Oh, I have a sciatic nerve problem. It happens every now and then. I got to do my stretches. That's why I'm out in the park now, trying to walk it off and stretch. You know, they got a trail over here where you could walk and like exercise areas where I could stretch. You said the rain is coming. No, I think I woke up like that. It was how I was sleeping. But it ain't no joke when it hits. I got medicine for it though, just in case. Yeah, it's not as bad though. Yeah, the rain is coming. It was raining. It was raining out here earlier. But yeah. So that mandatory minimum, there's a there's a 15 that one case. He has to beat that case because it's a 15-year mandatory minimum. The judge can't sentence him under the guideline. So he can't, even if he want to, he can't. Now that other charge, he can. Not that case. It's 15. So he's facing 15 to life, all the way up to life. And I'm gonna tell you something. Attorney friend of mine said. He said in the Fed level, they usually don't show no mercy like that. He said, I'm not sure if they offered him any kind of deal, but he thinking it might have been 15 years they offered him. That's what he thinking. It could have been more than likely 15 years. And he didn't want to take that. What, he 55? He looking at least, because he could make, if it's the possibility of parole. So if it's possibility of parole, he looking at 10. Well, he looking at a little more than that. So I guess he didn't want to, I think, at this point, how they say it's only one because it has to be unanimous. So we'll see. The jury, it's up to the jury. Like I tell people, what I say here, I have to give you the disclaimer. You guys probably heard this so many times. My opinion doesn't matter. I have to say that. My opinion does not matter whatsoever. I'm not trying to put myself down, but it's true. My opinion does not matter. We just doing this, guys, for the sake of discussion. Because we got people in here, we got varying of opinions. So we need everybody's opinion because why? Y'all represent the jury. But a lot of you think that he's going to be found guilty on something. He's not going to get out of this clean. Now, that's the case. Now, what are we talking about now? The appeal. I think it's too premature to talk about appeals, but we will talk about that if something happens. We'll have to talk about the appeal and what he gonna spend more money, a lot more in the appeal too. Okay, so B, you said he's gonna go for something. Yeah, most people say that because we had a poll already. You guys already spoke already. You guys have already spoken. Okay, most of you said guilty on something. So I had to say that. Hey, Miss VS, are you here? What do you think he's gonna be found guilty on everything? I think you might have said yeah. I'm not sure if you said yeah, because you've been following these trials as long as I have. That's how I met you. I believe you said guilty on everything. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna tell you guys, this is the first case. I don't know. I don't know. Now, look what somebody told me earlier. A lawyer friend of mine, he said, I heard what you said. You will find I'm not guilty. But he said, I know you. He said, if you're in that deliberation room and they say, Max, we got the 2 predicate acts, he said, you can't deny it. He said, you wouldn't be able to deny that. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But I'm not the jury. So you said guilty of coercion, bribery, and kidnapping. Okay. So right there alone, he looking at least 10. But the judge has some discretion. Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. You said guilty of coercion and kidnapping? Oh my God. Ooh, that's a long time, Abbott. It's 5, John. Okay, so if you said, oh man, Abbott, you said guilty of coercion, bribery, and kidnapping, that's a less that you followed the Nature Boy case with me, man. That carries a lot of time. A lot of time. I can't say it. If y'all got just Google it real quick what his charges are. It's 5. I know there's 34 acts, and they got them with the Mann Act already. That's what I told y'all. The Mann Act is hard. It's hard to that the Mann Act is hard to beat because it says it doesn't have it could be it could be consensual. Now the Mann Act is not prostitution. It's not, believe it or not, it's not human trafficking or sex trafficking. It's illicit sex acts. Did he pay for somebody to go across state lines to perform illicit sex acts? Yes or no? That's the Mann Act. So they got him under the Mann Act. It's hard. The Mann Act is hard to beat. That's hard to beat. YouTube Unfolded said there are 3 counts. Oh, sorry. Okay. So there are 3 counts. Okay. I thought there were 5. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm losing charge. Can y'all still hear me? Okay. Okay. Yeah, the superseding indictment, YouTube Unfolded, it carried 5 charges. There's 5 charges total. Now, will the judge, my question is, would the judge do it concurrently? I think it's concurrent. I don't think he's going to do it consecutive. If he's guilty on everything, I don't think it's going to be consecutive. I think it'll be concurrent because he doesn't have a record. Yeah, YouTube Unfolded, it's 5 charges. If he's guilty on everything, I think the judge will make it concurrent. Concurrent with time served, yes. But then he's carrying a 15 minimum. So he has to serve 15 years before he's eligible for parole. Okay. It's 15 to life if he's guilty on everything. So he's looking at a total of maybe 30 years. But he probably would serve 15 and get parole. That's what he's looking at. Yeah, there are 5 counts, right? Yep, there's 5 total. Possibly in his 70s, 60s, late 60s if he get parole. That's what he's looking at. But this lawyer and my lawyer friends seem to think that he'll get it overturned in the appeals, like Bill Cosby did, which could take 3 years. He gonna have to pay a lot of money to beat that. So yeah, Bill Cosby had an agreement that was different. Yeah, I know truth over emotions. It might have to come down to that. It might have to come down to Trump, man, for him to beat this.
But the problem is the stuff that he said about Trump. Trump knows exactly what it is, and he don't like it. He gonna have to have a high powered attorney reach out to Trump, to his people. He gonna have somebody prominent reach out to him. It can't be just somebody regular. It has to be something prominent because guys, well, here's the thing. YouTube unfolded. He has a lot more going on other than this case. This is the least of his problems. Now there's protests going on all over the country. Okay, he got that going on. This is the least of his concern right now. Okay, he gotta put out a lot of fires, and this is not one of them. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we shouldn't even be talking about that. That's not even. I mean, the only reason why we brought it up is because that's an option to him. But however, um, you see what's going on in the news right now. Okay. Uh, so hey, you said I posted in the chat earlier. Oh yeah, YouTube unfolded. I don't know if I'm be able to go to court tomorrow because when Tisa Tells was doing her live chat just now, they were blocking off the streets. So that means I would have to drive to Harlem, which I could drive to Harlem because I could take the bridge in. Because if I take the bridge in, I could park in Harlem and take the train to the courthouse, right? Because I don't have to go. I won't have to drive into Lower Manhattan if I take the bridge. Okay, so if I take the bridge, I'm gonna have to park at my boy house because he got a park over there. I had to drive to my boy house and then take the subway from uptown down there. That's my only way to get in. Because they're not gonna be protesting in Harlem. They're not protesting there. They never do. So that's my way to get in. So for anybody that's coming from New Jersey, just take the bridge and go to Harlem and park up there. But I will save myself the headache, y'all. Because if I go to Harlem, right? Okay, boom. So if I go to Harlem, because I know exactly where to park at. So if I go there, and then I gotta walk 5 blocks to go to the subway. What if the subway don't come because everything is messed up? So now I'm waiting at the subway forever now. Yeah, my boy said that too. He said, "Yeah, you could park up near my house, but the only problem is, Max, that you probably gonna be waiting for the subway for a minute. So it don't even make sense." That's what he told me. He said you could take the bridge over and come in that way, but he said you ain't gonna be able to get downtown unless you walk. And I can't walk in my condition. Like, well, actually, I should be better by tomorrow. I got medicine. Actually, I'm feeling better now. Feeling better now. But now that I walked, but still, I ain't walking all the way downtown from Harlem. I'm not doing that. Shit, that'll take me about 3 hours in my condition. That'll take me 3 hours. So, because I don't know how the trains are going to be, because those people, they're going to be, I already know what's going to happen. They're going to block everything off. And because the last time I was in New York, when those riots was going on, I was in New York at that time, and I had to go to Harlem. I had to go uptown to get the bridge back to Jersey because the subways, it was like at a standstill. They're trying to get into Holland. No, I ain't walking. You know, I did that before. Me and my boys, we were like, "Yo, let's just walk downtown from Harlem. Let's do it. Let's see if we could do it." We did it. It took us a mad. We was stopping, and but we were young back then. Yep, we walked it. We sure did. I was saying that the train might be the best way, but the trains might be running like slow. because I already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna be blocking off stuff with their protests, 'cause that's what they did in Los Angeles. They were blocking certain things, and the traffic was messed up. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be going tomorrow. Now, for people that's already got hotels in Manhattan, they straight. They can just walk to court. Just like where Tisa at, she can walk to court from where she's at. Yep, she can walk there. I wish she ain't gonna have to wear heels that day though. But she can walk to court if she really needed to. So we'll see. I'm gonna be taking a look at what's going on tonight with the protests to see if anything pops off. But I already know it's gonna pop off. So I'm not trying to be caught in it because it's gonna be downtown. That's where they protesting at, and that's where we're at. We're downtown. It's gonna get crazy. You said they be checking book bags randomly. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a Sunday schedule. So if it's gonna be on a Sunday schedule, I can forget it. Because then I was thinking I can just go park in Jersey City and then take the train to World Trade Center and then just do that. Yeah, actually I could do that, but I don't know if the train's operating crazy. I don't think so. Yeah, the A train they going. So if that's the case, I'm gonna be all the way screwed because that's what I had planned to take. Anyway, I'll be live tomorrow, watching it with you guys like that. I'm not watching it, but watching the updates. That's my best bet, yo. Because right now, no. My mother was like, "You gonna have to get out here super early then." I'm like, nah, because she said, "But you're gonna get caught in the madness when the court is over." So you said, "Truly keep head on a swivel." Oh man, let me tell you, when they were protesting back then, this was back during the George Floyd protests. Remember, they were protesting all over the country. Why was I in New York? I didn't even know they were protesting. I saw all these people in the street. I'm like, "What's going on?" And it took me forever to get back to Jersey. It took me about 4 hours to get back to Jersey. You said you caught a stomach bug. Damn, it's crazy right there. Hope you got plenty of toilet tissue. Yep, no, I ain't gonna be going. That's just my plans changed. I didn't go today. I had to take my mother to the appointment. Man, we was in that appointment forever, forever, ever, forever. I was like, damn, they doing all these batteries. I was like, what are they doing? She said, boy, they ran every test on the book on me. She said they ran every test on the book because they said, hey, let me see your insurance card. That's what they said. Let me see it. Let me see it. All right, cool. Man, they saw that insurance card. They ran every test in the book. She was a lab rat. She was a lab rat. She was ready to get out of there, man. We got the hell out of there. We was in Bloomfield. Yo, as soon as they saw the insurance, hey, yeah, ma'am, like, we gonna run. We gonna do everything. She said, oh my God. One of your cousins, LAPD. He said, what happened to you, Max? No, we had to go to appointment today. We had to go to appointment, and I'm glad I didn't go today because traffic would have been backed up right now. I would probably just be getting back right now. So I'm glad I didn't go today. You say you finna go get you a salad and you relax. Man, that Jane Doe, let me tell you what happened. Even though I think what she's saying is bullshit, that's besides the point. It's what she said. She said she had a black eye, and he still said you need to go ahead and go get the freak off going. That's the problem. That's coercion. Oh my God. Man, no, she didn't help him. I thought she was helping him. She's not. She didn't help him with her testimony. And Anna Esteveo is going to be the one that's questioning her tomorrow. It's not Nicole Westmoreland. Man, after listening to that testimony, you after reading that testimony, you got to pour you something. Lord have mercy. What in the world, man? He got to have that, man. And then he got one last freak off him before he got arrested. It's like a mental thing when he loved them hotel nights, man. It's something in his mind. It makes him happy. It's just sickening. It's crazy. Yeah, the coercion is what she got him. She got him on coercion. She got him. And then she showed pictures of the doors kicked in. So you got to draw inference that it really did happen. Because she said he kicked the doors in, and she got pictures of the doors kicked in, man. Oh my God. Ooh, Lord. If I was sitting there as him, I'd have been passed out in court. Guys, I would have passed out. I would have passed out in court because that woman, ooh, Lord. She seemed like she really was into him. He might as well just, I don't know, man. I told y'all, when you get to be a certain age, you gotta stick with one woman and that's it. Be done with it. He should have just stuck with her, man, and leave the freak offs alone, or do it every blue moon, like that, like for special events, like not every week. You said the little engine that turned him out. Yeah, he turned them out because they weren't doing that before they met him. Like, damn, bro, that's a lot. Some men like that though, like to see that women have sex with other men. I can't. I don't know. Not me. I'm good. I'm good on that. Shit, I ain't gonna be falling up behind somebody that's looking like a fucking elephant. If you know what I mean. What the hell I'm gonna do? You know, somebody got elephantitis with my woman, and then yo, I can't do it. No way. No way. No way, yo. No way. No way. No way. Pause. No way. What am I supposed to do, man? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do at that point, man? You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do at that point, man? I mean, damn, like because that's what he wanted. They all had to have elephantitis. They all had to have elephantitis, man. And then it was 4 in 1 night. Everybody got elephantitis. 4 in 1 night. And what you expect to do at that point? That's what you call getting hulled out. That's what you call getting hulled out. Look, that's an old term. Your grandparents know that term. Hulled out. I ain't telling you what that means. But you said, Max, what about the swollen feet and ankles? Who has swollen feet and ankles? That he wanted. all of their baby gravy. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what he wanted, but it wasn't nothing. He would go have sex with her afterwards. I don't know. I don't know what he thought he was gonna be doing. My cousin, she off the hook. She said that almost happened to her one time. She told him no way. He was like, why? She said, cause you ain't gonna mess me up for the rest of my life. Cause then I ain't gonna be able to know. I can't be with a regular man. She said, no way, no way. She said, cause your body don't forget that. She said, no way, no way. She said, no way. I know there's some women like that, but I don't need to be. They don't need me. They don't need me, yo. I'll tell them. I had a situation like that before. She said, you're gonna have to put in overtime with me. That's what she said. She said, you see this right here? She showed me her toy. She said, I can take all this. I said, and you know what I told her? I said, we could just be friends, fam. We can be friends, yo. We could just be friends. I can't help you. And she got an attitude for it. She's like, no, we having dirty talk. I said, I know, but I gotta be real with you, man. I said, I can't compete with that. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't. No, I can't, yo. You know what I'm saying? No, I can't. I said, I ain't no pause, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no Tootsie Roll, but nah, nah, man. I ain't no Tootsie Roll, but I can't compete with that. I'm just keeping it real. I'm being 100 with y'all, yo. I'm just being 100. And she's like, well, you supposed to be into the fan. I said, I ain't into that. I'm just telling you. She said, you just ruined the moment. Well, shit. I'm just letting you know. Yo, something wrong with me, yo. I think, you know what I'm saying? I had a migraine. Every time I get the migraine, my mind just all messed up. So y'all, it's a what you call a disability I got. My mother just shake her head at me. She like something wrong with you, man. But I'm telling you, like I said, pause. It ain't like no Tootsie Roll, but when I saw the toy she got, I said I can't compete with that. I said that shit look like my forearm. Yeah, I'm in the car. My mother can't hear this. I'm in the car. No sir. No sir. Now something no, she said, well, it's all about the motion in the ocean. I say ain't that much motion in the goddamn ocean. Shit. I'm not trying to go deep sea driving now. She actually started laughing. You just know how to ruin a moment. Bullshit. I'm being 100. Yeah, that looks like a leg, man. No, 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 sir. I said, you know what I told her? I said, see, that's your problem. I said, what you need to do is you need to stop messing with them toys for about 4 weeks. She said, yeah. I said, yeah. Then you get it back. I said, about 4 weeks. That's the same thing with men. You can't keep sitting there watching porn and think you're gonna do something, and you just sitting there watching adult movies all the time, choking the chicken. Mess up the sensitivity. It goes vice versa. Now they got the damn what you call it, the rose now. That rose messing women up, man. That damn rose. I'm being real. I know it sounds like I'm being funny. I'm being real. Leave that rose alone for about 3 weeks. You'll be straight. Became so desensitized that it caused him to become a deviant. No, a savage. He was living a savage life. You hear me? Savage. That's savagery. That's a straight up savage. And I thought, man, I know guys like, damn, I thought I was a savage. No, you're not. That man's a savage. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think nothing less of her. I don't. He the one wanted that. She didn't. She was just trying to please him. She ain't gonna have no problems getting her a man. She damn sure not. She ain't gonna have no problems getting her a man. She damn sure not. She just gotta, get through this right here. Get off this stand. Once she get off the stand, she go back to her life. Cause this was holding her back. But she doing her thing on OnlyFans. Shit, don't think she ain't getting no money, and don't think that she didn't get a surge. Cause I ain't gonna say who she is, but don't think she ain't get a surge of promotion. Sure did. Cause she works out and stuff. Keep herself. These girls are actually not. These women are not the problem. You know what I'm saying? They not. They ain't gonna have to, like, what's her name got married. She doing good now. Shoot, she doing all right. Got plenty of money. She keep herself. How's my day going? I'm good, man. I tell you who else, man, a savage. That's Shannon Sharp, yo. He another savage. He said the baby gravy. He said Hollywood. What you want to do with it? It's that football. It's that I'm telling you, we ain't supposed to be playing no football, yo. All football players, they act a different way, man. Try getting hit upside your head for 60 minutes and see won't you be the same. Oh my Michelle. Oh, that's right, Michelle. That's it. It's that football he played. And he was a tight end too. He got hit. It's been a couple times he got caught out there. That's what we call it when you play football. You eventually gonna get caught out there, especially if you catch the ball. Like I was a tight end as well. If you catch the ball, it's a matter of time before you get caught out there. Everybody knows that. When I say caught out there, that means a blindside hit that you don't see coming. That's called getting caught out there. Everybody get caught out there. I got caught out there. I was on my back, yo, and they didn't know why I was on my back. The damn helmet was crooked. Man, I was a mess. Nose bleeding. It wasn't broken. It was bleeding. Took me to the hospital. I had concussion. I didn't know what day it was. All types of stuff. I should have known what day it was because we played on Saturday. I should have known what day it was. I didn't know what day it was, man. I didn't know why I was there. That's another thing. I didn't know why I was there. Well, you got a uniform on. What you here for? I don't know. They took me to the hospital. They sure did. They took me to the emergency room, man, and gave me a scan. Well, no, they said I have a concussion. They did the eye test. Yeah, he got a concussion. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, football was dangerous. You remember Antoine? I got caught out there in the Essex game. I think you were there for that. I got caught out there, yo. I sure did. Mr. Bailey was like, rest in peace to Mr. Bailey. He said, bro, she said, son, how many hands I got up? I said 10. He said, oh yeah. Send him to the hospital. Send him to the hospital. And me and Antoine went to high school together, if y'all don't know. Send him to the hospital. You know how embarrassing that is? They had to take me off. You know, that was embarrassing. I don't know. I don't know. No, it ain't gonna be no mistrial. No, they gonna keep going with it. They can see it's not out of the ordinary for them to try to petition for a mistrial. I said he got 10 hands up. They said, yeah, we gotta get him to the hospital. I walked off on my own though. Now here's another thing. I was supposed to be walking to the bench, right? I was walking to the parking lot. They was like, yeah, we could get him to the hospital, man. We gotta get him to the hospital. He walking to the parking lot. He walking to the parking lot. Yep, I got caught out there. You will get caught out there. It's just a matter of time. If you play, you're gonna get caught. And it wasn't a helmet to helmet hit that caught me. It wasn't that. My head hit the ground. My feet, my head, my body hit the ground before my feet did. That was the problem. My head bounced off the ground. That's where the damage came. And I caught two of those. Now you're not supposed to be catching. You're not supposed to be. That's like a car accident. Now that person that tried to go after talking he won $10,000 for that video. That wasn't right. We better check on him. Is he all right? He ain't disappeared, did he? You better check on him because you don't threaten no billionaire with that kind of situation. You don't. I'm a different type of person. I'm not gonna sit up there and threaten him till I got that video puff. You know what I'm saying? How about 10,000? Nah, yo. Because I was a willing participant, so ain't no way I'm gonna sit up there and try to extort somebody for some money. I believe in treating people right. That's why I stay safe around people. You got to do people right because you never know when you're gonna need somebody. You said you got popped in 8th grade. Yeah, it can happen in Pop Warner. It can happen there too. Yeah, 10,000 is not enough for somebody that got that kind of resources. He still got resources, even though you think his back against the wall. He still got resources. He still got it. I know they say he estimated to be like 400 million. That 400 million is liquid. He started cashing stuff out. He still got money. He still got money to pay for another 10 million for another case. Straight up. He's not sparing any expenses. He's not. So that means he probably will have action in the appeals for sure. I just give him that chance because he got money. Just like what's his name got him another trial. I don't. Look. We ain't even thinking about that trial. But I'm gonna tell you the trial that got the human trafficking in it. That's that Abercrombie and Fitch guy. He said paying for her stuff is smart. Yeah, he probably still paid for it. At this point, why not? It wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault that he got caught up. I believe he should have paid her more though. I believe he should have gave her at least millions to not testify. You know, give her about 5 million. She would have probably been like Gina, man, posting on Instagram, not thinking about nothing. You gotta wet people pockets. Yeah, I'm with you, girl. You said gamer goods to the cross exam. No, you mean until I mean to the defense put on. Damn, this is a hell of a church van I'm seeing right here. They got a 19. That van is like 1980s, man. Look like the Partridge Family van. That church need to upgrade. They whatever that money they get, they need to get another van. She was. Let me tell you something. The way she was down with him, she should have been top. She should have been the top woman. The way she was down with him, she should have been. She should have been the top woman, man. He should have. She should have been the one that he treating like how he's supposed to treat him. She was down for him. I really think. I really do think she cared for him for sure. She wanted a return on her investment. She like, nah, yo, I'm doing all this for you. I need to be the one. No, I don't think she testifying. If she is testifying, it'll be for the defense. You talking about Carisha, Young Miami? Yeah, it'll be for the defense, maybe. If she do testify, it'll be for the defense. No, Jane wasn't in the hotel during the arrest. She wasn't even in the city. She was in Los Angeles during the arrest. When he got arrested, she was in Los Angeles. She said that today. Yeah, they need to upgrade that van, man. It had the nerve to have tinted windows on it. That's a cult van. Let me find out they run a cult around here. You see how they found victim number 3? She's not missing. Go to her Instagram. She's not missing. She updated today. She's not missing at all, man. She living her life. Yeah, they haven't reached the goal of 10 million yet. That van has seen better days, man. I think that church is into something else. Masking as a church. I'm minding my business. I ain't messing with them. Yeah, the Jim Jones van. Yeah, he should have just paid Jane some money and just went away. She'd have been straight because she making. They go that van again. Hold up, let me take a picture. Hold on. I took a picture. I'll show y'all later. It's bad. I want to see who driving the van, yo, because he parking up.
Can y'all hear me? You said the audio is off. That's what I get for messing with. Let me see who getting out. I gotta see this. Can you still hear me? Antoine, can you hear me? I'm about to see who getting out this van. I'm being nosy now. Oh, you heard the van? You can hear it, right? Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to see who getting out this van. You said, do you know the wonders of Jesus? I'm trying to see who getting out this van. Hold on. Is that van, that seemed like that's a van that kidnapped people. It got dark tinted windows. It's like dingy black. It got Jesus Christ on it. It's parked in the cut. Hold up. Let me see. Let me see him. No, that's not him. Let me see. He got on a freaking Crocodile Dundee hat, yo. He looked like a pimp. Let me find out that's the pimping that turned pastor. I'm all in his business. He's just standing near the van now. I'm trying to see who gets out of it too. It's just him. He got a Crocodile Dundee D hat, man. Let me leave him alone. Yeah, let me find out he used to be the pimping. He likes standing where I can't see him. He looked my way too, but he's standing to where I can't see him. Yeah, that's what I'm about to see. I can't see him standing. He's standing where I can't see him. You should left the 304s for the pulpit. Oh, now he walking. No, he's not. He's still standing there. Yeah, he left the 304s for the full pulpit. You said she didn't want to work. She got her OnlyFans though. What's up, Jesus? Is this the Jesus from back in the day? Look at Jesus up in here, man. She got her OnlyFans now. Shit, she making bank on that OnlyFans. I know she is. She making bank. You said it's a smuggling van. It looked like it too. I shouldn't talk too loud. I'll be in a damn van in a minute. They'll just have to dump me in the ditch because I ain't going. They ain't just taking me like that. He was still around that van though. I just want him to walk this way so I can get a picture of him. No, I won't do that because then he gonna think he gonna think I'm something else. He gonna think I'm the Jakes. So I might as well just mind my own business. Okay, he walking this way, y'all. Oh shit. Oh shit, he walking this way. He walking this way, yo. What you doing? Yeah, he used to be the pimpin'. He straight used to be the pimpin'. He got on a brown velour jacket, some beige slacks, a snake skin hat. He got shades on, knowing it's dark as fuck out. He got shades on. Yeah, he the straight pimpin'. That's the deacon right there. That's the deacon. That's Deacon Exum. I told y'all one time, I was up in Cinderella's. Antoine, you remember Cinderella's. Don't act like you don't remember. I know you married now, but you remember Cinderella's. Don't act like you don't remember. That's behind us now, Antoine. That's behind us. That's behind us, Antoine. But I saw Deacon Johnson up in Cinderella's, yo. A deacon. He saw me too. He was getting a lap dance. He sure was. Knowing he married. He was straight up married, man. And I saw him. Right up in Cinderella's, man. Joe Buttons was up in there too. He used to always go to Cinderella's before. This is right when Pump, Pump, Pump It Up, when that came out. Yes, he was. Deacon Johnson was up in there. He was, look at Lashane. Lashane already heard the story already. You heard this story. He sure was up in there. He looked dead ass at me. And you know what he said? He came to me, how you doing, brother? He said, I'm just up in here. He said, sometime you got to come to where the devil is to get some members. I said, I understand. I understand. I ain't going to say nothing. All right, brother. Stay good now, brothers. God bless you. And he left. He ain't say nothing. He left. He was sitting up there getting in church. He went, where he trying to get new members? Bullshit. He sure was. He had a black Cadillac. You know, you ain't preaching if you ain't got no Cadillac. He says probably speaking in tongues the next day during service. I don't know. Well, that's how it is. You know, just because they church members don't mean that they ain't of the flesh. They of the flesh. You said what year did Diddy and Lori date? They date briefly. They didn't date that long. I'm gonna say that to somebody. You want to do a hotel night? This would be funny. A hotel night. The debauchery. Let's get some debauchery going. And let me stop. A little fun, fun-filled night of debauchery. Debauchery. Get some debauchery. Get some debauchery going. Oh, I shouldn't say it too loud. There's people walking, man. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know? Let me cool it out. Yeah, I fell out when he said, yeah, we got Paul. And what's the other one? Don. No, I fell out when they went to the Turks and they was, on a trip. He said, yo, we got Paul. We got Paul on deck. You think he gonna go away and ain't gonna have a hotel night? Fuck no. We got Paul here. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is though, you gotta look at it like this. That's like a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because it was more than excess. It was a problem. He was addicted. Sex addiction. Let me find out. They be like, call your next client. I mean, call your next witness. Yes, we have Paul. Oh my God, I'll hit the floor if Paul show up. I hit the floor. I never forget it. When I was working at insurance company, one of my boys that worked there, um, we became boys because we were all in training together. We was in the training, so we all became close. And he didn't tell us what his hustle was. Because somebody said, what do you do? He said, yeah, I got another hustle that I do. I only work the weekends, right? So he never told us what his hustle was. So we was sitting in the lunchroom, and this girl's like, oh my God, it's you. You were at the what did you say? You were at the he said, yeah, it was me. I had a mask on, but it was me. I said, you had a mask on? The fuck are you doing? And he said, I'm a stripper. Okay. I strip. And we started rolling. And my boy, Chill, if anybody know, if you live in the tri-state area, you live in New Jersey, up north area, Essex County, DJ Chill X. That's my boy. And he was like, yo, I need help. I gotta do a mail review tonight. I said, what? You gotta do what? He said, I gotta DJ a mail review. And I was like, all right, so what do you want me to do? He said, just carry the crates. That's back before Serato came out. I had to carry the crates. He said, all you got to do is carry the crates and you get free drinks and they got food in there. And he said, and then my boy Al came. He said, yeah, we can play the door, you know what I'm saying? And see what we can catch out there. See if we catch some numbers for the night because they're going to be hot. So all we got to do is, I said, what kind of party we going to, dog? He says, a male review, dog. And it was dancers. And so I never forget I was going back and forth. And this lady said, when are you going to get on stage? She said that to me. Get on stage. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I got on stage and I started dancing. I started dancing and they were throwing money and shit. I said, damn. I said, is this easy? All I got to do is put on a costume and shit and start dancing. You know what I'm saying? And then my boy, he was there. He was a dancer there. He's like, yo, you could dance, yo. The women want you to dance. He said, I can show you the moves. He said, you just got to do this and that, and we could teach you the ropes. I was like, man, I ain't going to start dancing, man. I ain't going to start dancing. But yeah, they was like, you get on stage. Are you a dancer? I was like, no, I'm not here to dance. I'm here with my boy. He playing music. They threw money on the stage for me. They sure did. I didn't keep it. They threw money on the stage. Yep. and they had the song on. Let me see your footwork. Doop 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 doop. Let me see your footwork, footwork, footwork. And I was like, I was dancing, doing my two step. Let me see your footwork. They said, take it off, take it off. He was like, bro, you could have made some money tonight. He said, man, they wanted you to take it. You could have made some money. Back then, I'm like, nah, man, I'm good, yo. He said, all we got to do is put you in the gym. He said, we'll put you in the gym, give you some supplements, put you in the gym. You know what I'm saying? He said, you'll be straight. He said, man, look at that. I could have had a, he said they gonna do trick. I could have been dancing, Avid. He said my stage name have been Sexy Red. No, I would have been, well, I came up with a name too. I was gonna be, what was my name gonna be? It was gonna be, uh, damn, what was the name? It was, um, it was gonna be Will Stiff. That's what they gonna be. That's what it was. Will Stiff. Not Will Smith, but Will Stiff. Yo, it was gonna be Will Stiff. We were just joking. He's like, yo, man, that's your name, bro. You could Will. You know what I'm saying? Will Stiff. Yeah, man. He said, yo, he said, we get you a costume. I take you to go get you a costume. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that. You got to have the personality to do that. He said, you might have to be picking people up. Can you pick people up? I said, what you mean picking them up? Man, he picked this woman up and then and dived on her. Yeah, I couldn't do that. You gotta have a personality to do that. But they were throwing money like crazy. They made some money that night. They were throwing money like crazy. Yeah, they were throwing money like crazy. They had to put the money in a garbage bag. It was so much money. He had a garbage bag full of money. It was a bridal shower, not a bridal shower, whatever you call it, bachelorette party. It was packed with people we work with too. That was the embarrassing part. She was like, "What you doing here?" I said, "I'm with what's her name, man, with the music. I got free food and everything. They had a buff. They had somebody cater food. I'm sitting up there in line. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, "You supposed to be dancing. What you in line for?" I said, "I'm not dancing." And I was near the stage. I got up there and did the just so they could start laughing. And I got off the stage. I was like, "I'm not staying on here." You said private parties. You would have been a millionaire by now. Private parties. They don't make as I wouldn't say a millionaire. That lifestyle is crazy because none of them guys is millionaires to this day. None of them are. They still working. None of them are. None of them are millionaires. He did that. He still had a job during the day. He was working at Prue during the day, but on the weekend he did that. And he said that they did bookings. He worked for agency. But yeah, I mean they made good money, but it wasn't like quit your job money. Nah. Oh yeah, he had no. It was more than change. 20s, 30, it was 20s, 50s in there, hundreds. He made a lot of money that night. He made thousands that night. There was a lot of people there. The agency, I don't know how they worked, but he worked for an agency. It might have been an agency Puff used to hire from. Might have been that agency because that agency was featured on HBO one time. I think it was Cowboys for Angels. It wasn't. It was something like Cowboy. It wasn't Cowboys for Angels. It was something else. And they do bachelorette parties. Will Stiff coming to the stage, and I said I can get me a police outfit. I'm here to arrest some people. I'm about to charge you. I'm here to make an arrest right now. I'm here to make an arrest. You have a right to be satisfied. Nah, you gotta have a personality for that. But they had a lot of people there. They had about for that whole party, they had 5 dancers there, and everybody got paid. I remember they were telling, bro, get on stage, man. Get on stage, man. Nope, not doing it. Mm-mm. He said, hey, playboy. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'm good, Puff. Man, I was reading the comments as Inner City Press was giving the updates. The guy said, man, that dude had a dream job, man. He talking about Paul. No, it wasn't no dream job. No, it wasn't. You gotta understand your soul, man. Your soul, man, is worth more than that. It might seem like a dream job, but nah, it's not. Based on all the things that's going on now, no, it's not. You said plenty of travel opportunities. Asked Paul. He's been working with me for years. He said plenty of travel opportunities. I said, Puff, you tripping, man. When do I start? No, I'm just kidding. You said, and get 401k and paid time off. Could you imagine? You be like, Max, what you doing now? I'm an actor. I just say I'm an actor. What kind of acting you doing, man? Just I'm acting. I'm an actor. I'm not in the Screen Actors Guild, but it's acting. What's up, real deal? It's been a hell of a day, man. Jane Doe set it off, man. I'm curious to know though how the defense is gonna, what their angle is gonna be with her. Do they have any receipts? Do they have anything like? Do they have anything to go on? So we'll see. Yeah, so that's what I'm curious to know. Like, if there are any angles that they're gonna use, like how what they're gonna do with the questioning. Like, how long is it gonna take? Is it gonna be all day tomorrow? Like, I don't know. I'm assuming it's gonna be all day. So she should be wrapped up by tomorrow. She should be done with the testimony. And some people were saying, Max, I think this is their last witness. I don't think so. They got to have another one more than this. But it is coming towards the end because they said around they should be done no later than the third week of June. So they are coming down to their last bit of witnesses now for the government, and then the defense will put on their witnesses. So we'll see. You said chilling with your 401k, relaxing on the beach. Yeah, he'll have you traveling. He'll have you doing all kind of traveling for sure. You'll be doing all kind of traveling. I'm thinking at least to the end of June, maybe a little bit after the 4th of July. It just depends on how long the defense is going to last. You said travel at a moment's notice. You said, do you have any allergies or baby oil? Travel at a moment's notice. Do you have a passport? Can you be discreet? Can you work under pressure? That was a job if you think about it. For what's his name that was doing it. That was a job. Yeah, when that guy they said allegedly tried to extort him, man, you don't do that. You don't burn it. You don't do that. That's dangerous. I wouldn't be doing all that. I'd be like, shit hit the fan, man, and then I could do. I wouldn't be leaking that video, man. I just believe in just doing right. I'm not leaking no videos, man. Because he paid me. You said, could you stay late if asked? And so, how long can you? I'm willing to do overtime. You say if you fly somebody out to get you in a pickle, it depends on how you fly out. Like if you talking to each other, you want to fly somebody out because you want to be together. That's not illegal. This situation was a little extreme. You know, that's a little extreme. Just flying out like that. I wonder if my home girl was out in the court today, the loud lady. I wonder if she was there. She probably was. She probably was outside. She's half Cuban and something. Yeah, she's half Cuban. Oh, she's on leave right now. That's what she said. Look, I know all her business. I want to be there tomorrow, but they having some like protests going on, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to go. I have to check the news to see how bad it is. But I already know if they getting set up now, so they expecting something to go down tomorrow. So if she, I mean, if they're gonna start protesting, then it's gonna be hard for me to get there because of the traffic situation. Well, she couldn't go back in the courtroom, so they said she could still be outside though. She so I know that's what happened. You said they sent another 2,000 National Guard to L.A. It's already 2,000. Well, how about New York though? Did they say anything about New York? Oh, MTA. Yeah, I don't know what they gonna do with her. I know some ladies was talking that they were gonna call her job if she don't stop messing with them. I overheard them talking about it. Oh, they doing it this Saturday? Okay. Well, if they doing it this Saturday, I should be okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Anyway, guys, let me get out of here. I'll be back a little later. So I'm gonna check the news for the protest. I will catch you a little later. Thanks for joining. All right, y'all.